Hello everyone, in today's video I want to talk about things that you should beware of or be aware of when you're purchasing parts on Bricklink. I'm also going to be giving you some tips on how you can find the parts you're looking for on Lego Shop at Home, because I know it can be rather confusing to find parts between the two services. To me, it's easier to find parts on Bricklink, and that's probably because I'm more familiar with the Bricklink search engine. And if you use it enough, you'll get familiar with it too. Let's start by taking a look at one of my newest mocks. This is my Burlington Northern boxcar mock. And you can see here I have a bar piece, essentially. What this is the tubing that I sell on my website. But they do sell a bar piece. This is a 6L bar that would fit perfectly in that location. But now let's go to Bricklink. On the Bricklink page, let's go to parts. And then once we get to parts, to find any type of bar piece, you are going to go to the bar heading. Once we open the bar heading, it'll be basically any piece that actually has a bar on it. And we want to scroll down until we see that 6L bar. And you can see we have two. Now the 6.6L bar I know was discontinued around 2016, so we don't want to click that one. But the 6L is currently under manufacture. So we're going to click that and open it. And you'll see when you're looking at parts, you get several different options for a part number. And that's one of the things that I kind of hate about Bricklink is there is no specific order of what part is going to work, what part number is going to work. But more on that in a few minutes. Let's scroll down and look at the color options. With looking at that part, you can see that green only has two available. So usually when you go to Bricklink and see something like that, again, there's only two people selling a green 6L bar. Usually that tells you it's either a discontinued part that's no longer made, or it was made in a very small quantity. But this is why I'm telling you to beware of buying on Bricklink. Let's scroll back up to the top of the page and you can see we have those four numbers. Now let's open up the Lego website. In the Lego website, in the search bar, we're going to start copying and pasting these different numbers. So the first number we're going to copy and paste is this one here. And let's see if we can find it on the Lego Pick-a-Brick website. Paste that number in. Let's hit enter and do a search. Now you can see that our first choice is telling us we can't find it. So let's go back to Bricklink and let's grab the second number we see. Copy and paste that, go back to your website, and then we're going to paste it on top of the last number we just did and do a search again. Now it still says, oops, I can't find it. So we're going to repeat that with the third number. Paste it on top of this one and again do another search. And look at that. We finally found the actual number. So now the question is, do they have it in green? And look at that. Yes, they do. And it's only 8 cents a piece. What was it they were selling it for on Bricklink again? Let's scroll back down. They want $1.90 and $2.11. Again, only two sellers that sell that part, and each one wants a very large price tag for something that you can go to Pick-a-Brick for and purchase for 8 cents a piece. Can you imagine how upset you would be if you were building a mock and you wanted to use that green 6L bar and you needed 20 of them and you just paid $2 a piece for them when you found out that, hey, Lego has them on their website for 8 cents a piece? Oh, I know me personally, I would be outrageously upset. And that's why I say you have to beware when you're buying on Bricklink. Bricklink is a great source for parts. But you really have to be cautious because, for example, that green 6L bar piece, it's probably a new color being produced. And that is probably the reason for that being such a high price. But you could have cost yourself a ton of money if you did not look and do a cross-reference on those prices first. And this problem is common throughout Bricklink. For example, let's look at this panel piece. Let's come down here. We see 13 available in dark red. Now, you can buy a couple starting at 68 cents, 72, and then 90 cents. And 90 cents, it just climbs fast and goes all the way up to 6.48. But if we come over to the Lego website, that same dark red piece, They currently manufacture it, and it's only 83 cents a piece. So again, can you imagine paying, say, $6 or let's go low, $1.33 for 20 of these, only to find out that you could have got it from Lego for 83 cents? Here's kind of another quick tip for Bricklink as well. I'm under the modified plates, so you know where I'm at. And when you scroll down, this is going to be really helpful for people that try to build mocks that they purchased on Rebrickable. You can come down here and you can see there are 4 different options for a 1x2 jumper plate. You have 4 different part numbers for that 1x2 jumper plate. And when you click on that plate, you'll see that each one was manufactured from different time frames. For example, this one is 05 to 2020. This one is the current manufactured part, which is 2010 to 2024. This one is ended in 2016. And the reason that I'm pointing this out to you guys is if you were going to go to, again, Lego Shop at Home to look for these parts, and because they have all those individual parts listed one at a time, you should easily be able to find it. But because you have all those parts, a builder, when they're building something in Bricklink, might use this 3794B part in their mock instructions. And because we know that this is the current manufactured piece, that's going to be the part you're going to want to look for. Now, they show you 2 different part numbers once again. And again, that's why I tell you, when you're looking at parts on a mock that somebody built, you always have to come to Bricklink and kind of check that, because people always ask me, how do you find such and such piece? And well, it's because there's multiple part numbers for each item. And unfortunately, even in Lego Studio, they still use all those parts and make them available. And sometimes that can be confusing even for the mock designers like myself to find those specific pieces. But anyway, let's paste that in there and let's see if we can find that one. And luckily enough, that first number is the part to look for. And you can see there's a bunch of different parts here that you can get. And something else that's worth noting is you'll look and you see bestseller items, and then as you scroll down, you see other items that are not bestsellers. Now, the items that are not bestsellers are not going to be mailed to you quickly. These are going to take a lot of time. The items that are standard is what these are considered. Standard items usually take up to 30 days for them to arrive to you. So if you're in a hurry to get a part, you're going to have to probably buy it on Bricklink to get it, if it's not a bestseller part. Bestseller parts are usually within 6 days of you placing your order. You will have your order from Lego when you make orders that are bestseller items. And one more important thing to note is when you're buying on Bricklink, you're always going to have to pay taxes and shipping. When you're buying items on Lego's Pick-a-Brick, you only have to pay shipping if you're below the threshold. And I believe that threshold is somewhere between $10 and $20. I don't remember off the top of my head, but as long as you meet that minimum order requirement, you don't have to pay shipping. So sometimes a part might be, say, 1 penny or 2 pennies more on Lego's Pick-a-Brick website. But if you compare it to Bricklink and you're paying $10 shipping for those same parts, well, obviously, it's going to be much cheaper to buy directly from Lego. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.